Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ella. Thank you guys so much for being here today. I am pleased to be filming again. I have a free day. I worked. My shift went from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. today, and it's actually 3:47 now. And I felt like taking a nap, but I'm actually feeling okay at the moment. Since I worked a morning shift, it's unusual for me to have an afternoon wide open to do whatever I want. I don't have any schoolwork because I spent like 6 hours doing homework the other day and I got really caught up and a little bit ahead. So I might leave some of my homework for this Friday. That's my next day off, or I don't know, later this week. Anyway, it's just me and my cats at home today, and I figured it'd be the perfect opportunity to spend the evening reading. And I have a spinner wheel here with a bunch of different challenges. I've been inspired by a couple different booktubers. I am not sure who I saw it from originally, but basically what I've seen them do is put a bunch of different reading challenges into a picker wheel, and that decides what reading challenge you're gonna do. It's currently Tuesday, and I thought it'd be really fun to do a week-long thing. I don't know how successful I'm gonna be because I do work a closing shift tomorrow night. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how this goes. I suppose I can start by reading off all of these different challenges for you guys.
So we've got generator pick page count, swapping my screen time for reading. Generator chooses from my physical TBR, 100 pages a day in the series. Continue series, read the lowest and highest rated books on my TBR. Phone pickups equal the pages I read. Task pick, read shortest and longest books. Read 5 books to buy 1 book. Generator pick the color of the book. Generator pick the genre. And then I have 2 different challenges, which is my reading around the world challenge and then reading around the USA. And the last one is read any current library books.
So I have actually taken off most of the genre or book-based ones because I'm actually in the middle of 2 books right now. So the ones I currently have on this wheel, there's only 4, is swapping screen time for reading, 100 pages a day, phone pickups equal pages I read, or generator picks the page count. Because I'm in the middle of a couple books, I really just wanted to focus on getting through them. I don't have my Kindle with me right at this moment, but I am reading Redeeming 6. Yeah, the first one is Saving 6, I think. So I am finishing up Redeeming 6, which I'm loving. It's been taking me all month to read. Chloe Welch's books are just so long, and like, I would like to think I could get through them fast, but it's been taking me so long. I'm not the fastest reader, so I think I'm on page like 560 something of Redeeming 6. Pretty sure, and there's like 780-ish pages, so I'm a good percent of the way through. I also have Earthlings by Sayaka Murata, and I love this author. I actually read Convenience Store Woman by her last year and I loved it, and I am on the last chapter of this book, so I would really like to get this read. The chapters are quite long. I mean, this is a pretty short book, but the last chapter is almost 50 pages. This would be a really fun one to wrap up as well. I think let's go ahead and spin. I'm nervous. I don't know. I think ideally phone pickups would be great. 100 pages a day would be great. I am nervous for the generator picking and for the screen time, because screen time could be me reading for like, I don't know what my highest screen time is. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel. Okay, I love it. Okay, now I've put the wheel back to normal, so that'll be ready for next time. I would love to make this a series where I kind of go through the whole entire wheel. So, okay, we've got 100 pages a day. That's perfect. I think I want to make this a week-long reading vlog, or I'll do 5 days. I'm not sure quite yet, but a week wouldn't be terrible. So I am gonna finish my 50 pages in here, and I will track exactly how much I'm reading because I do want to hit the 100 pages. And if I go over, that's great. I don't know if I want to let those pages go into another day. Say I can't hit 100 pages in a day. It's like, I don't know how I'm gonna work around that, but I am gonna try and hit 100 pages. Say hi, Mo. This Moby. This my baby Moby. Sayaka Murata writes really, really strange fiction, and I love it. I didn't think Convenience Store Woman was that strange. I just thought it was, I don't know. She has a lot of great underlying messages in her books, and I don't own either of these books. Obviously, this is a library book, but I would love to read through her backlist, especially after starting this, getting halfway through, or more than halfway through. It has really solidified my feelings about this author, and I really love her writing. I love her characters. In this book, we are following Natsuki, who is a little bit strange, a little bit out there. She thinks she's an alien, and she has this little stuffed animal friend named Piyut. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. But basically, she thinks Piyut is like a magical alien. I don't even really know how to explain it. Okay, it says it's her plush toy hedgehog who talks to her. He tells her that he has come from planet Popinpobopia, which that's been hard for me to pronounce the whole time, on a special quest to help her save the Earth. So I feel like that's all I want to say. I have heard a lot of people say this is the most effed up book they've ever read, including one of my coworkers, which is why I ended up picking this up, because she had just read it and told me that I need to read it immediately. I feel like I have a high threshold for like really dark stuff. I would check the trigger warnings to see if this is something that's gonna make you uncomfortable. I don't know where the book is going at the moment. There's been a couple disturbing scenes, and it's taboo, we'll just say that. So yeah, definitely check your triggers, look into it. Let's just finish this book and I will see how I feel. I also did want to say, once I finish this, I would love to take a walk to my library to return it, and maybe I could check out another book. I don't know. If I'm feeling crazy, we'll see. Not sure if you can tell, but it is dark now. It's the same day. I did fall asleep for a while. I ended up reading a little bit, taking a shower, and I slept for like 4 hours. I have been reading. I'm sorry. My morning shifts, I'm usually a night person. I close all the time, and like I do some mid shifts too, but morning shifts are not my thing. I don't know what it is. I just feel so sick after morning shift. I'm sure sleeping that long wasn't the best. I also haven't really had dinner, but now it's like 9:30, so I am on page 234, and I wanted to check in with you guys before I finish these last couple of pages. I still don't really know where the book is going or how it's gonna end. I'm loving this book. I think this is gonna end up being one of my favorite books of 2026, but I don't know. I still have a little ways to go, so I'm gonna finish this up and we'll see what happens. I think I need to talk to you guys about this tomorrow. I need to collect my thoughts. I loved it, I'll tell you that. The ending was great. I don't think this is the most fucked up book I have ever read or will ever read. I know a lot of people are very disturbed by this. But anyway, so I did the math. I started at page 188. This book ended on page 247. So that means I read a total of 59 pages. And that would mean I have 41 pages remaining for the evening. So I think I'm gonna charge my phone because it's about to die. And while my phone's charging, I will probably jump right into redeeming 6. Good afternoon, you guys. It is currently 1 o'clock and I'm getting ready for work, but I thought I would chat with you guys quick. It's the next day also. And I did finish my pages for yesterday. I think I ended up reading 104 pages total, so I went a little bit over. And I actually have gotten a head start on today's reading of Redeeming 6. I'm on page 627, so I've read close to 30 pages, or I guess more like 20 pages, because I started at page like 605, I think. I thought I would just give you guys an update. Since I'm heading to work, I'm going to have to do a majority of my reading after work. I usually read on my breaks, like my 15s and my lunch breaks, but I will see. It depends on how busy it is today. If you guys didn't know, I work at Trader Joe's full time. It's a great college job, but I am closing the flower section tonight, which is always really, really fun. It tends to be a more hectic night on flowers, so I don't know how much time I will have to actually read. I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the Boys of Tommen series. My boyfriend has a shower, so I have to make this quick. I think I have read the first 3 books on this channel. Not like, I don't have like specific reading vlogs for any of them, but I feel like I've talked about all 3 books that I've read so far in a video, which is funny because I don't do that for series. It's just a coincidence, I think. So, also, sorry for the setup. It's not that great in here. Anyway, in the first 2 books, Binding 13 and Keeping 13, that follows Johnny and Shannon, and that is one couple, and Shannon has a brother called Joey, and that is who we're following in Saving 6 and Redeeming 6, and we are also following his girlfriend Aoife and their love story. So we start at the way beginning, and the timelines do overlap. So in the first 2 books, you're getting the point of views of Johnny and Shannon, and then in this book, you're getting like the same events, but from Joey and Aoife's point of view. And I love Joey and Aoife. I think I have connected with their story way more than I ever did connect with Johnny and Shannon's, and I love Johnny and Shannon, don't get me wrong. I feel like the series just keeps getting better and better in a really effed up way. I think I connect with this story so much because it reminds me of me and my boyfriend, and I won't say exactly why because it's very personal, but and I don't want to spoil anything either, but Joey reminds me of both my boyfriend and myself, and Aoife is me. Like, I am Aoife. I don't know. Everything she's feeling and going through and dealing with is like, oh my god, I've been there, I've been in your shoes, and it's so painful. And reading it, I'm just reliving certain experiences, and if you know, you know, but I just, yeah, it's really personal, and I think it's made it really hard to read this book. I feel like my mood has definitely been tainted by like the contents in this book. I think it's just bringing up a lot of feelings that I don't know how to deal with. So I don't really know how to talk about series because I really don't want to spoil anything. I know there's a lot of people, including myself, who like, I don't want to know anything about a series if I'm interested in reading it. I think I get to wear shorts today, which is really exciting because it's like, I don't know, 50 degrees outside. I will talk to you guys when I get home from work because my boyfriend has to shower and we're getting tight on time here. So yeah, I'll chat with you guys very soon. Maybe I'll try to talk to you guys when I'm at work, but I don't know for sure because it'd be really awkward if one of my coworkers saw me recording a video. Like, I don't know. I'm really close with my coworkers, but like, I'm not recording in front of them. I'm just not. I did not read when I was at work. So I have, what's the math? 6:05. And I have to read to 7:05. Can you help me out?
It's 100 pages.
Oh, I know, but look at what page I'm on. 627. Oh. I know that. Thanks, I'm not that dumb. I'm on page 627. So that's, yeah, coming up blank here.
78.
I have to read 78 pages. That's gonna take me a while. We're gonna watch a little bit of Malcolm in the Middle. That's what we did last night. And I read slower when I'm watching TV, but then I'll probably read in bed too. But we want to get up early and go to the gym and stuff, so this is a hard challenge. I'm not making myself read 100 pages by midnight. I'm reading pretty much like one day is until I go to sleep, and then when I wake up again. When I go to sleep tonight, that is when we end the day. Good afternoon once again. First of all, my hair is a mess. Second of all, it's the most dreary day ever. I did, though, finish my 100 pages last night. And actually, both Tuesday and Wednesday, I read 104 pages, which is a funny coincidence. I am getting towards the end of the book, which makes sense. I'm on part 12. So today we're starting at page 709. I think what I'll do is at the end of this week, I will go in good depth about my feelings and everything about all of these books. But I think Chloe Walsh has said that all of this is kind of based on her real life experiences, which scares me a little bit because what do you mean? What parts? We had a major life event occur for Aoife and Joey, actually. I'm almost too tired to talk. I don't know what it's been recently with well, I've been staying up really late, but I'm just so tired. So I'm gonna sit and drink my Celsius and read as much as I can before work and be nonverbal for a while. Here we go, page 711. Good afternoon once again. Cheers. My boyfriend got me some tulips yesterday, which was really sweet. I did finish my 100 pages last night. I've been doing very good. And I did, for one, finish Redeeming 6, and then I started Taming 7, as you guys saw, I'm pretty sure. I will sit down later in this video and share my feelings about Redeeming 6. Sorry, I was just filming another video, so I'm just kind of out of breath, to be honest. I'll set you down on my cat tree here as I talk. Taming 7 follows Claire and Gibbsy, who Claire is Shannon's best friend and Gibbsy is Johnny's best friend. So we're just following another couple that is in this friend group. I don't know, I'm not liking how it's written. Like I genuinely, I love these books with all my heart, but they are not the best written books that I've ever read. I don't know if someone is editing these books, but like there's just a lot of either words missing or the grammar's just not right. I don't know. They're not a literary masterpiece, you know what I mean? But I'm also not looking for that. I'm looking for books I can connect to and relate to and have a good time with. And I definitely feel that way with the series. So that's how I'm feeling so far. I'm only, 53 pages in. So that means I have to read to page 153 today. But I am going to go pick up some of my library holds. Of course, I get 4 books that have been on hold for months all on the same day, so I have to go pick all those up. I think a couple are in transit from other libraries, they're sending them to my library so I can pick them up, but one of them is available and I might start reading some of that today. So yeah, I don't know how much I'm gonna read of this, but I have not started reading yet, so there's that. But we are going to go to the gym and we have to run some errands too, and then we're going to a dinner later tonight. So, and I have homework. I don't know, I'm gonna try and read some of this at the gym and see how far I can get, but I might have a late night reading again, which is fine. Okay, I gotta go. I think I effed up. It is currently 10:59 p.m. and I'm only on page 63, which means I've only read 10 pages the whole day. And I now have 90 pages to read. And I work at 11 tomorrow, which isn't that early. But given how late I've been waking up and going to sleep, I don't know what to do. I'm gonna do my darndest to read 90 pages. I can do it. I think it'll take me like 3 hours. I really don't know how long 90 pages will take me to read. I have had the longest day ever. I didn't go to bed till really late last night because I was finishing my pages. But anyway, so I was supposed to work 11 to 7. I get up at 10, ready for my shift, and I'm like, I have the worst migraine ever. So then I asked if I could go in at 2. I fell asleep again, woke up. Moral of the story, I ended up going to work for 2 hours and then I left with a migraine, and then I spent the entire night doing homework. So I haven't read anything once again. And what time is it? 1:13 in the morning. So I'm screwed. I still have a really bad migraine. I really want to go to sleep. I didn't read 100 pages of Taming 7 because I got bored. I don't even know what the stats are so far, but I ended up starting Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez, and it was so easy to get through. Everything is just very easy, and it's cheesy and good, and I like it. So anyway, I'm gonna start reading. I do not want to film anymore, so I'm putting my phone away, but I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Sorry, I'm so bad at vlogging. This is not my strong suit. Sorry about the lighting, but I failed the challenge, unfortunately. For good reason. I was not doing well. It was Saturday night, which was the 5th day. So sorry if you can hear my washer. I'm sure you can, and I apologize. But I had a migraine that whole day, and I had a bunch of homework to do. So I exhausted myself doing all my homework, and then it came nighttime, and I again had not read any pages. And I was fully like, I'm gonna do it, I can do it. And then there was a point where I looked at my boyfriend and I was like, I literally cannot see the words on the page, my fucking eyes. If you guys didn't know, I get chronic migraines, and I've had them since I was in 5th grade. So that's just one of my very lovely quirks. So anyway, there was that, and then the next couple of days I meant to check in with you guys because it's now April 3rd. It's Friday, April 3rd. I've had issues with my left shoulder where like it just feels out of place. And so I ended up going to get an adjustment from my chiropractor because my neck was feeling really stiff, and then it made it like 10 times worse. So I ended up missing a bunch of work because I was not sleeping through the night. I ended up sleeping out on my couch because I didn't want to wake my boyfriend up because of how much I was crying. It was the most miserable couple nights, and then I ended up going to urgent care. I'm not kidding though, it's been a while since I've been that depressed. I'm not gonna talk too much about it. We can get into mental health another time, but I'm so proud of like bouncing back from that as quick as I did. I of course don't like missing work. I like to make money and I like to show up to my job. But I was like, I don't care about anything. I have started a steroid for my shoulder, and I'm also going to start physical therapy, I think sometime next week. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm trying to stay busy. I'm still feeling slumpy. But anyway, let's talk about the pages that I did read. Yes, I didn't complete all 5 days, but for 4 days, that's pretty good for me. And I want to talk about it. We started on Tuesday, and I read 104 pages. I started with Earthlings, which I was on page 188, and I read until 247, which was the last page. And so that was 59 pages. And I finished that book up. I think I talked to you guys about it, but I'll do another wrap up at the end. Redeeming 6 is what I started next, or I was continuing. So I was on page 560 and I read to page 605. So that was 45 pages, which was a total of 104 pages on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, I also read 104 pages, coincidentally, of Redeeming 6. So I started at page 605 and went to 709. And then Thursday, I read 101 pages. I started with Redeeming 6 at page 709, and then I finished Redeeming 6 at page 757. That was 48 pages. And then I went on to Taming 7, And I read from page 1 to page 53, so that's obviously 53 pages for a total of 101 pages. And then Friday, the last day of the challenge for me, I read 106 pages. I started with Taming 7 at page 53 and went to page 73, so that was 20 pages, and I wasn't really, I don't know, I feel like Chloe Walsh's books are not super bingeable for me. Like, I know they are for a lot of people, but for me, they kind of drag. And especially when I'm like just getting into a book. So then I decided to go into Say Oh Remember Me. I'm so sorry about my washer. I know that's loud as fuck. I'm so sorry. We're just pretending we're on FaceTime. So I went into Say Oh Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. I think her books are so bingeable. So I started on page 1 and went to page 86. So that was a total of 106 pages. And then Saturday, I know I did read because I was fully committed to doing the 100 pages. And I think I did between 20 to 40 pages. I think that's 415 pages total. I finished two books. I finished Earthlings and Redeeming 6, and then I started Taming 7 and Say Oh Remember Me. And I am almost done with Say Oh Remember Me. I think now I'm on page 226. And I'm really liking it. I'm really liking it. So let's talk about Earthlings first. Earthlings was amazing. I really, really liked it. My coworker had read it and she told me to read it, and she said this is the most effed up book I've ever read, and I think I talked about that with you guys. And so I had it in my head that like it was gonna be the craziest book I've ever read, and it definitely was unhinged, but I fully live for those kinds of books. I mean, the content of Sayaka Murata's books, they don't catch me off guard. I kind of am anticipating things to be weird. So the ending, while it was weird, I enjoyed it. I wasn't like, this is the craziest thing I've ever read. I'm kind of still waiting for that book to like have my jaw on the floor. I think as far as like the most disturbing book I've ever read might be Slewfoot. Like the ending of that genuinely had me feeling sick. Never finished it, but Tender as the Flesh also is unsettling and kind of has some similarities to Earthlings. If you know, you know. I wish I had more to say about Earthlings. I really do. I am doing a Q1 reading wrap up, so maybe I'll talk about it more in there if I have more to say. And then I finished Redeeming 6 by Chloe Walsh, and Joey and Aoife have my entire heart. I think I shared with you guys how relatable their story is for me. I see myself in Aoife, and I see myself in Joey, and I see my boyfriend in Joey, so it felt very close to home. And since it's a series, I don't want to go into it too much, but just know that the content is really dark. Next, I only got to page 73, but that's Taming 7, which follows another couple from this series. It's the same series, Boys of Tommen. So far, I really love Claire, and I obviously love Gibbsy, but I think my issue with this series is like, why does every character need to have a traumatic background? Like, I understand that that is kind of realistic, like everyone has their own story, but it's like, how much pain can I put these characters through? You know what I mean? Last book I've been filming for almost 20 minutes, which is crazy, is Say You'll Remember Me, and I am again not done with this one yet, but it's good. I like it. I think it is definitely cheesy, and from what everyone else has been saying about the series, like, I agree. I don't know, it's good so far. It's exactly what I wanted. It is exactly what I wanted. I love the main characters. I do think it's moving very fast, and it's not the typical Abby Jimenez book that I'm used to. It kind of is, and it isn't. I don't know. It's got the long distance, like there's always something in her books that's like stopping the characters from being together, and there's definitely that in this book. And what I like about Abby Jimenez is like, it's realistic, like it feels realistic. And also, I love that her books are set in Minnesota because I'm a Minnesotan, and so I know all of the places she's talking about, all the cities. But yeah, that's all I have to say. I am really devastated, honestly, that I didn't finish this challenge, but that just means it's going right back on the wheel, and we have the opportunity to redeem ourselves. So it might happen. I will see you guys very soon.